it's your girl here. Today I'm going to recreate this cake from The Way of the House Husband, while I also review the anime. Let's get into it. Let me start by saying, I love The Way of the House Husband manga. The art is beautiful because of its attention to detail. The humor mixes together the 50s sitcom housewife with classical Yakuza mob tropes, and honestly, who doesn't want a bad boy husbando with gorgeous tattoos and who gives zero shits about gender roles? I want to do a separate review on the manga, but today I'm going to focus specifically on the anime and how Netflix did it so dirty. I'm just gonna say I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. First, let's talk about the animation. The first time I watched it, I made a friend watch it with me. She made me turn it off after the first 3 minutes. Don't get me wrong, it's not totally irredeemable. It's just hard to call it animation when it barely has any moving parts. I can't tell if they were going for the moving comic strip aesthetic or if they just ran out of time. They maintain the high quality art, but this is basically because they copied and pasted it from the manga. The animation is basically them moving these stagnant characters across a background. The problem with this is the characters' movements come off very stiff and robotic. While this works for some of the images, it makes other scenes feel very distracting. There's a scene in the first episode where the main character's protege Misa is being thrown out of a shop, and the shopkeeper's movement is just him vibrating up and down. The movement is unusual, to say the least. This is one of the scenes that would have worked without movement. I also have a problem with their animation of walking and running being very inconsistent. In some scenes where the characters are walking alongside each other, the movements look very stiff. They kind of look like zombies. I feel like the animation would have been more effective if they would have focused more on animating the action scenes instead of the minute details. For example, explain to me why details like steam coming off a hamburger steak look so bomb, but when the main character Tatsu disarms a gangster with a gun, there's hardly any movement. Next, let's talk about the voice acting. I know it sounds cliche, but watch the Japanese version. Don't get me wrong, Jonah Scott is perfect for the role of Tatsu. He and Laura Post play off each other very well. Some of my favorite scenes are when they interact because they have great acting chemistry. Their performance feels comfortable and dynamic. However, this anime's sound design sounds better with the Japanese voice acting. For example, there's a scene where Tatsu is recycling bottles into a machine while Misa is trying to tell him about how the gang broke up. The machine's noise is very rhythmic, and in the Japanese version, the line is delivered very musically, kind of like a rap. In the English version, Misa's words get lost and don't flow as well. This line that Misa gives is a small bit of insight into Tatsu's past, so it's kind of important that the audience hears it. One thing I can say about both voice acting performances is sometimes the actors ignore what's happening on screen. Like, if you're going to drink a glass of water, you're not going to speak clearly. So, I know I'm ragging on the voice acting a lot right now. It's just that I expected the performances to be a little bigger, as this is a comedy. Sometimes I just really like campy voice acting. The one performance that I really enjoyed in the English version is the nerdy sales associate. Whenever he geeked out, it was phenomenal. I loved his performance. I laughed so hard. I feel like he really committed to the role and was having fun with it. I only have 2 notes about the music. One, sometimes the transition cards would cut off the music abruptly. I get it, you're on a time budget, but it's noticeable. And 2, the ending music slaps, but the intro music is slightly underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, it's a bop, but it took me a few watches for it to grow on me. Other than that, the music was good. I have no other comments. It was pretty good. I think my main complaint about this anime is that they're trying to make the animation feel like a moving comic book or manga, and I think this could have worked, but but honestly, it looks like they ran out of time and cut corners. You know, kind of like what I'm doing with this cake. Understand, I really like this story, and I wanted to make excuses for the anime, but I just can't help but feel disappointed. That being said, the show is still really funny and it has its sweet moments. I know I have a lot of notes about this show. However, the humor is still there. The main characters, voice actors in the English version have great chemistry. The Japanese voice actors are consistently bringing their intense, energetic performances. And above all, the anime does maintain the art quality of the manga. And honestly, if you're looking for a husbando to add to your list, Tatsu is a prime candidate. It's the dragon tattoo for me. Anyway, here's my finished product for my cake. I probably should have made the chocolate animals a little smaller, and I probably could have added some confection sugar to help my frosting stiffen up. But overall, it's not spot on, but it's not bad for a first go. If you like this video, please leave a comment, smash that like button, and I do plan on doing a separate review for the manga. If you would be interested in something like that, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!